bank account. I'm too scared to check my bank account.
Nice.
So today Konami dropped at 5 AM UK time the Aerial Assault website, confirming we're getting a brand new box on the 12th in the UK. So I won't be here to kind of cover it during the day, but you know, the next day we'll probably stream and stuff and try and hopefully pull some good stuff. But today we're doing a very late, probably like 12 hours late box review, because we're getting Blackwings and we're getting ones that I didn't think we'd get, and we're missing a few that I really wanted, so kind of 50-50 on it, but the deck seems pretty cool so far, and there's a bunch of other support cards for other cool archetypes. So let's go through, starting off with Blackwing Zephyr the Elite. This is one of the best Blackwing cards there is, and honestly you probably only need one of them in the deck, because it has a once per duel effect. So if this card's in your graveyard, you can return a face-up card you control to your hand, then special, and if you do, take 400 points of damage once per duel effect. With Blackwings, they love special summoning themselves out from the hand, so if you return one that can be special summoned, then you can just kind of get a Zephyros out for just paying 400 basically, and there's no real change to your game state on your board. So Zephyros can be a very good deck in black, a very good card in Blackwings, but he's also really good in other decks. Like I think Lightsworn used him quite a bit in the TCG, they used him quite a bit in TCG, and a ton of other decks with Grass looks greener, they all kind of use Zephyros as part of their engine. So a very, very cool card, one that definitely, if you're not interested in Blackwings at all, if you pull this card, don't be upset, because it can be really, really good in pretty much any deck, especially Synchro decks or rank 4 Xyz decks when we do get to that point in Duel Links. Next up is BRIONAC, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, level 6 Water Sea Serpent Synchro, one of the best Synchro monsters to ever hit the game. It was banned in the TCG, I think it was, for a little while, and it might have had an errata to it. I can't remember what the whole pre-errata was, but it's generic. You can discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls, return those to the hand, once per turn effect. Very, very nice. Multiple card removal, can remove spell cards, trap cards, monster cards, whatever you want to really. Obviously targeting means that things like Invoked Cogitus, that's still staying on the board, but anything else is kind of fair game, and it's very, very easy to go into. So honestly, pretty good. BRIONAC, like this is the thing with Duel Links, I feel like they put so many extra deck cards as ultra rares, which makes sense for like a mini box when you know, most extra cards are one-of cards, but in a main box, you're going to get this card more than once and you only really need one of them. So, cool card, but, you know, still, maybe it deserves the ultra rare spot because it's a really good card, but, you know, just in general, maybe just make them SRs, Konami, so we don't feel as bad as pulling them multiple times. Then, Angel of Zera, we don't really care about this card, we had it in the selection box, it's now available to multiple people, very, very nice. Then we have Invoked Purgatorio, the fire form of Invoked. This card, single-handedly, will make Concentrating Current banned, or like at least hit on a ban list. So of course requires as the Invoker +1 fire monster, you can use Invocation to do it. This card gains 200 attack points for every card your opponent controls, so that's a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maximum of 1400 points gained onto this card, which is crazy. That's a really, really good effect. Plus obviously getting the bonus from Alistair when you attack into it, the bonus 1000. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. So it heavily counters stall decks, and if it attacks defensive your monster, it does piercing damage as well. So this card will just shred through your opponent's board, and if you have Concentrating Current, then it's going to deal a massive amount of piercing damage, because it will have, what, 4,300, plus then your Alistair 5,300, plus 200 from other cards, so it can get pretty big very, very quickly. And yeah, if you build Invoked, you definitely want this card in your arsenal. Plays very well with Hazies and with Sylvans with Komashrumo, so yeah, it should be pretty fun to see what Invoke do. Next up, Gale the Whirlwind, probably one of the most classic Blackwing cards there is. If you control a Blackwing other than itself, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can target face-up monster opponent controls, halve its attack and defense. I don't think I'm ready to talk about just how good Gale is for the deck, and it's probably going to be like a 2 of, maybe not a 3 of, because obviously in the TCG you'd run it at 3, like back in the day. But now in Duel Links, I don't think you have the luxury of doing that, because I think Blackwing's biggest issue is the extra deck space. They have so many extra monsters now, and we haven't even got Armor Master or Full Armor Master or a couple of other ones, that by the time we get those, the deck is going to keep changing so much, and you can't just add more to the extra deck because we only have 7 slots. So Gale, a very good staple for the deck. Then we have another staple, probably a 3 of honestly, Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wind. So this is a level 6 with a mediocre stat line, but if you control no monsters and have this card in your hand, you can banish one other Blackwing card in your hand, place one Black Whirlwind from your deck, face up your spell and trap card zone, so to search for that card, then either send this card to the graveyard or normal summon this card without tributing. So either way, you're getting out a Black Whirlwind, or you're getting this card out, normal summoning it, and then using Black Whirlwind's effect to search for another Blackwing, potentially want to special summon itself out, special summon it, go for some synchro plays. Really, really, really good card. Now, you can't summon monsters from the extra deck this turn, except for Darks, which Blackwings are all dark, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, in the end phase, you send the Black Whirlwind you played to the graveyard and take 1,000 points of damage. So, it is a bit of a risk, but this one card and one other card in your hand does make it so you can go into a synchro summon very, very easily, get Whirlwind out, get some searches going, get special summoning of your other Blackwings, get a Gale out, maybe half monster tap points, go for an OTK, so it does definitely lend to that whole strategy. So I feel like for the current iteration of Blackwings, when this box drops, Simoon is going to be a very, very prominent card and one you're definitely going to want to run as many copies of as you can. Next up, a card that just saw a reprint in the TCG OTS pack, Jet Synchron. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, add a junk monster from your deck to your hand. Immediately, that's a very, very good way to search out junk forward or junk Synchron, you know, the level 3 guy that can special summon that level 2 in the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send a card from your hand to the graveyard, then special this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So this card also is really cool in Hazies, because it's a fire, it works with a skill, and also you can then, you know, get this guy out from the graveyard, special summon it, tribute off for your Hazy Flame Sphinx, go in for other cards. There could be some cool plays with this, and I feel like Whitey Dan's going to make this card sing with that deck, although Hazies have been kind of nerfed. This could be a pretty cool card to run in it, so definitely looking forward to seeing what Jet Synchron does. We do have the old Jet Warrior as well, but I don't think that card's anywhere near as good as just Jet Synchron is by itself. Then we have Insect the Hornet, a card that goes along very nicely with the most recent Weevil event. Basically, while this card's equipped to a monster, you can send this card to the graveyard to target one more card on the field and destroy that target. It's removal for Insectors. This is probably one of the better cards they're getting, and they're still missing a couple of cards, but obviously, they're an Xyz focused deck, so this is kind of making them, or aiming to make them more of a control deck, rather than just the OTK heavy strategy that they currently are now in Duel Links. We have another card that can kind of aid with the OTK part of it, but Hornet will definitely see some play in the deck, but maybe not to the extent that Konami thinks it will. Now, I believe our final UR is Landrobe, the Rock Vassal, level 4 Rock. If this card's in your hand, you can target one face of monster your opponent controls. You can't special summon monster from the extra deck for the rest of its turn. Also, special summon this card, and if you do, change that monster to face down defense mode, so it does get over some problematic cards in Duel Links like Shien. It can get over that card, get this guy face down, and then you contribute this card to your Grandmark. And what does Grandmark do? Grandmark pops face down, so popping down the monster that you just set face down. Very, very nice. And if this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can target one monster with 800 attack points and 1,000 defense in your graveyard except for itself and add it to your hand. So cycles out for your other vassal cards, and you can use each effect of it once per turn, so you can't do this multiple times per turn. Makes sense, but still a very, very nice UR that definitely, I think, will see some play. Now on to super rares. We have Dark End Dragon. 1 tuner plus 1 more Dark Tuner monsters, so very good for Dark decks in general. Once per turn, target one monster your opponent controls. This card loses 500 attack and defense, but you send that target to the graveyard, it doesn't destroy, so this will hopefully get around some cards that trigger when they're destroyed by card effects. So this could be a pretty nice little tech card for Dark decks in general. Then we have Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. This card was ridiculous in the TCG, so I'm surprised it's an SR, but I guess because there's not the insane amount of Monarch support we have in Duel Links right now, I guess that's why. You can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 tribute summon monster, so basically another Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, you could send 2 Monarch spell and trap cards from your deck or hand to the graveyard with different names, and if you do, shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand at random, graveyard, or their side of the field into the deck. So if you want to get rid of a problematic card on your opponent's field, you can do so in their graveyard, get rid of a Neos Fusion, get rid of a Alistair Invoker, those kind of things. This card can let you do that. Once per turn during other player's main phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can discard 1 Monarch spell trap card, then target one monster in your graveyard with 2,400 or more attack points and 1,000 defense points, and add it to your hand. So I believe you can get this guy back into your hand, which is really kind of cool when you think about it. Just kind of brings itself back, and also this card discards Monarch cards to the graveyard, which we have in Duel Links. We have the Prime Monarch, which when it's in the graveyard, you can banish another one, special summon itself out. And I think there's Monarch's Frost Blast, which you can banish to then destroy a set card on the field. So you can see where this card sees play in getting those cards to the graveyard to use their graveyard effects, which in Duel Links, right now there's a couple of cards, but not many, that can really take advantage of Erebus's power. Then to go along with Erebus, we have Eidos, the Underworld Squire. This is another vassal card for Erebus, basically. If this card is normal special summon during your main phase this turn, You contribute summon one monster in addition to a normal summon or set, so you can immediately use this guy to go into a level 6 Monarch. Very, very nice. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one monster with 800 attack points and 1000 defense points in your graveyard except itself, and special in defense mode. And again, then that's whole extra restriction, but you don't really need that for Monarchs anyway, so really this can get you into multiple Monarchs per turn. A very, very nice card. I don't know how much this will see play in the future. Right now for Monarchs, I think it's a pretty big staple, but in the future, they're definitely going to get some better cards. That definitely means this card probably won't see much play at all. I'm not too sure on how the whole Monarch deck works in the TCG, but still cool getting more support in Duel Links. Then we have Battery Man 9V, a card that I know Battery Man fans are going to love. When this card is summoned, you can add one Battery Man monster from deck to your hand. If you do, this card's attack and defense become 2000 basically. So this can search out for some of the trap cards, and also Battery Man 9V, the big guy, I think. This guy can search out for this guy, which is really, really nice. In the end phase, destroy this card, but it won't matter because you will have got out your big guy very, very quickly with this card. And yeah, that's all I can really say. It's a Battery Man search. The deck really did need it. Really, really cool card. Then we have Eccentric Boy. It's a reprint from the selection box. I'm not going to talk about it because it's okay. It's there. We also have Spore. This one is going to be a card you're going to want to pick up as many copies of as possible. This makes Synchro Sylvans playable. This will make more plant deck-based decks playable in the future. So definitely pick up a copy of this card because in the future it's going to be very, very important. And then we have Pulsar Dragon, a card I was very excited for. This is a Chaos card. You can special this card from your hand by banishing one light and one dark in your graveyard, or you can special this from your graveyard by sending one light and one dark from your hand to the graveyard. So you're basically getting the materials there to be used the other way around. It's really cool, basically. When this card is set from the field to the graveyard, you can target level 5 or higher dark in your graveyard, special that target. This works with Dark Flare Dragon, Dark Pulse Dragon, I think it is. There's a couple other really cool cards in the game you can use this card with, but this card will be a card that we'll see play in the future when we get more Dark Dragons to special summon themselves out. This will definitely see play, so right now it might not be amazing, but in the future, it has potential to be really, really good. Then we have Inzektor Axe, Zector Hawk. This is an equipped spell card for Inzektors. It gains 1000 attack points, and when it attacks, your opponent can't activate spell or trap cards. Basically anti-magic arrows for Inzektors, going for that OTK strategy even more. This card will see play in that form of the deck. Very, very nice card. Again, Inzektors are a strategy that I haven't really played around with. I didn't really want to with the new Weevil event, but maybe with this new box, we should go into them a little bit more. Then we have Swallow's Nest, a card that's kind of designed for Blackwings, but I feel like might see more play with Harpies. So tribute one face-up Wing Beast monster you control, special one from your deck with the same level the tribute monster had on the field. So level 4 into level 4, level 3 into level 3. Or you can tilt things with level augmentation and make your monster higher level, then special out an even higher level monster from your deck. So that could be really cheesy. Then we have Blackbird Close, the best Blackwing support card we've had in this box, I think. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, you can send one face-up Blackwing monster you control to the graveyard to gain activation. If you do, destroy it. Then special one Blackwing Dragon from your extra deck. So making a use for Blackwing Dragon. Finally, there wasn't really any point to it, but this card does at least make it so you have a big boy on board to replace your Blackwing you just got rid of. Plus, the big thing here, if you control a Blackwing Dragon or a Blackwing Synchron on your field, you can use this card from your hand. So your opponent won't see it coming, which is really, really nice. And again, it doesn't make it so that your opponent then plays Cosmic Cyclone to try and banish it, and then gains some advantage for skills by, losing those 1000 life points. So, very, very nice card. And finally, the super rares, we have the Transmigration Prophecy. Target 2 cards in the graveyard, shuffle them into the decks. This can be used for recurring some of your cards, and also for making so your opponent can't use things like as the Invoker, Invocation, or some Magician Girl targets, or some Gravekeepers, or whatever. Like, this card can see some play, and I think it will see some play, and maybe in some tournaments it'll be a good, like, side deck card for DLM tournaments and such, but in general, it really depends where the meta goes and what decks kind of are prevalent and are top in the meta that really rely on their graveyard resources for this card to be really, really good. So, in general, a very nice box, missing Armor Master, missing Kalut, which I think would have sold this box on me, even more than it already has, but we're getting things like Sirocco, we're getting Vayu, one of my favorite Blackwings, we're getting a ton of other cool things, we're getting pretty much the Blackwing Arc 5 lineup for Synchros, which is, this guy here. Where is he? Here he is, Rakiri. You're going to want to watch out for him because you can see him play quite a bit. Very easy to go into with your Gale and your Zephyros, so a very, very nice card. And again, just a couple of other cool things here. Roaring Ocean Snake for no reason. Pretty cool. Mystic... Oh, what? Well, there's a lamp card in here. There's that lamp that you use with Lejin. And then I've seen a Bajinji Fox in here as well. There's some pretty cool cards in here that I'm not going to go through in the video. But anyway, Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this box down below. Apologies for it being very late, and again, I'm a bit busy on Tuesday, so we'll do the box opening Wednesday. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Dawn's video. See you then.
かけらが残る